This is the KRMG Afternoon News with Skylar Cooper.
5:07, the KRMG Afternoon News. I'm Skylar Cooper, and being Tuesday, that means it's time to go out to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and check in with the city manager, Michael Spurgeon, who joins us live. Good afternoon, Michael.
Skylar, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend.
Had a good restful weekend. It's been a stressful day. As you know, I live in BA, and I had to make what turned out to be probably the hardest decision I've ever had to make, which was what color to paint my house. That's where we came down.
Okay.
So I'm being a touch dramatic, but it was tough today. So, a lot of cool things going on in BA. I did want to ask you about something that I know some people had been concerned about, and it did not materialize. So I guess we can sort of ease the concerns today because this did not go through, but there was a plan to develop some land across from a neighborhood, across from a couple of schools there east of Elm on Tucson. And I guess that was denied by the Planning Commission, so it's going nowhere. But what do you know about all of that? I guess some people didn't want to see more housing in there based on the traffic flow.
Well, one of the exciting things that's happening in Broken Arrow is the fact that we have new developments, both housing and retail commercial, proposed all over the community. And all these applications have to go before the Planning Commission and ultimately the City Council. And the developments you referred to, there was a lot of concern amongst the residents that live in the area. There was one application that was turned down recently, and the developer filed a second application that also was turned down by a 4-1 vote by the Planning Commission last Thursday. And the residents had a number of concerns from the being a high-density development, overcrowding of schools, the traffic in that area that would have been generated. There are no plans for widening Tucson by the city in the next few years. And they were just unsure of the developer's intentions on what he was going to do with the types of housing. And as a result, the Planning Commission voted 4-1 to deny that application. So now the developer has 10 days to actually file an appeal to the City Council. So I believe around June 5th, if they would like for the council to hear their appeal.
Well, we'll see if they do that. But in the meantime, do you think that sends a message to the residents of BA that the city leaders are kind of listening to their concerns?
Well, first and foremost, we want to be a welcoming community, and we are definitely supportive of development within the community. But I've always said that every piece of property has its time. And, as a fast-growing community, trying to keep up with the infrastructure is always a concern to me. What I'm excited about what happened, first and foremost, is the community came out in large numbers and expressed their concerns and issues they had about development. And that's something we want to encourage in Broken Arrow, is having people having their voice heard. And I'm very pleased with the Planning Commission's decision. I mean, that's a quasi-independent board. So, we really have no influence over their decisions. Council does hear their decisions most of the time when they approve the application. But we always listen to the community, and to hear so many folks came out, I think that they should be pleased they were able to be heard by the Planning Commission.
Something else we've talked about a whole lot on this segment is New Orleans Square. And last time we talked about it, you said they were going to be doing the striping and getting everything moved out of the way, and it's going to be done. As I understand it, that hit a little snag because, things break down. I understand things can happen. So a couple of days behind on the final striping, right?
Well, I'm going to blame it on supply chain issues. That's the buzzword today, and it is the truth. I mean, the contractor striper, those are very complicated machines in terms of making sure that they work correctly. Had to take it to Kansas. And as I understand it, Wednesday or Thursday of this week, they actually should be out striping. I mean, we've got the little stickers on the asphalt there. I can't technically what they're called technically, but we essentially have all the cones out of the intersection, and people are driving through it as they normally would. There's still a lot of punch work that's left. Punch work being defined as the landscaping and some of the striping and a few other things before they completely close out the contract. But it is amazing to see how that intersection looks, and that's just continuing that reinvestment in that very important part of our city.
1 yard line. You can say you're on the 1 yard line with that one. So
yes.
Very close. Lastly, just about out of time here, but we've covered a couple of stories today about things in Tulsa that actually fit for Broken Arrow too. Number one being they're holding a job fair in Tulsa later this week. Also that the pools are opening, and it made me think of some things I saw from Broken Arrow, which is that you guys need people to work the pools, and you also have a bunch of job openings within the city. Tell us about that.
Well, right now, the city, we have between full and part-time and seasonal, we have 983 positions currently in the budget, trying to meet the expectations of our community. Right now, we have 15 openings for full-time position, ranging from firefighter to engineering technician down to our trash and recycling coordinators. And obviously, this time of year, we're trying to make sure we have adequate lifeguards to keep our 3 pools open. We need 45 lifeguards in order to be able to staff our 2 pools and also Country Air, which we do on 3 days a week. And it's a challenge. I mean, the certification requirements for lifeguards, it's not for the faint of heart in terms of what you have to do. And you want to have these folks well qualified to take care of our kids when they're in the pool. So I think we're at approximately 35 lifeguards right now, and we've got 10 in a certification class. So it's an ongoing challenge. But if you're interested in being a lifeguard in Broken Arrow and can get a certification, we would definitely like for you to come to work for us if everything else works out. So it is something we want to keep our pools open the entire summer. And Matt Hendren and his team, our Parks Director, will continue to try to find qualified people to do that.
Michael Spurgeon, the Broken Arrow City Manager. It's the BA Breakdown. Michael, always great to talk to you, but we've got a highway shut down, so we need to do traffic.
Okay, take care. Have a great week, my friend.
Talk to you next Tuesday.